Well, good morning. Thank you very much for joining me on this video. I want to talk to you this morning about this latest vaccination certification that the provincial government has recently rolled out and how, if at all, it impacts real estate and here at Remix Garden City. Effective September the 22nd, the government is requiring proof of double vaccination in a number of locations that are deemed to be high vulnerability or large groups of people. These include restaurants and bars, but not exterior patios and bars. It includes nightclubs, and in their case, it does include the outside patio. It includes meetings and event venues. It includes sporting and fitness center. It includes sporting events. It includes casinos, bingo halls, concerts, music festivals, theaters. It includes strip clubs. That won't affect any of you. And it includes racing venues. So the idea is that the government wants to further open up and get life back to normal. So you can go to events like a Blue Jay game or a Leafs game. And they've increased the capacity up to 50% in the Rogers Centre and the Scotiabank Arena. But having said that, and of course it's very different than a year ago when these stands were sitting empty, having said that, they want to also protect the public in the light of the fourth wave of COVID-19, of the Delta variant coming into the fall with the flu season upon us and all the gatherings that happen in the fall with groups for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I suppose, and Christmas and so on. And so they're trying to strike a balance. So they brought this out, and they're very serious about it. The fines imposed for companies or restaurants or whoever they're deemed to be breaking these rules can be anywhere from a low threshold in the thousands to an upper threshold in the millions of dollars in the way of fines. So they're very serious about it. But it doesn't really name or impact real estate. It doesn't say it affects our offices, doesn't affect the site of open houses and so on. So why am I bringing it up? Well, first of all, I want to say that here at Remix Garden City, my philosophy is that we're not going to make any change at all from what we're doing right now. As far as the office is concerned, we're not going to require proof of vaccination if somebody comes in, whether it be an agent or whether it be a member of the public. And similarly, if we're showing property. I feel that with the safety protocols that we've been following, we're going to continue to stringently follow, and that is masks, and that is gloves, and that is disinfectants of areas and so on. We're going to continue to do that, but we're not going to mandate that people have to have proof of double vaccination. Having said that, however, we've gone ahead and modified our forms. That's our two forms. That's our client survey, which we fill out when we're first engaging a client, and also our pre-showing questionnaire that we use when somebody else is showing one of our units, be it an agent bringing in a client, or be it a home inspector, or whoever the case might be, that form as well. And we've modified that form. Both forms, as I mentioned to you, both the pre-showing questionnaire and the client survey, we've modified it to add a question about vaccination for COVID-19. Have you had both vaccinations, or have you got a medical exemption for it? Now, you might say, well, why are we doing that? If it's not required, why are we asking those questions in the first place? Bear in mind that the consumer, our client, can react any number of ways to COVID-19. And they do. And that's been the case right from a year and a half ago. We've got clients who feel that it's a myth. It doesn't really exist. COVID-19 is overblown and overstated. We got others that feel like it's the Ebola crisis, and that if you get COVID-19, you got a death sentence on you, and everywhere in between. So we got clients who say on the listing, they'll say, well, restricted to only 2 people looking at one time. Or they may say, must have gloves and masks. They may say, we don't want you using the washroom when you're showing the property. They can have open house. They may allow open house. They may not allow open house. They may say restricted to one party at the time. They can put all these restrictions in. It's their home. They have the right to do so. And, of course, they can now say, we only want to have clients seeing our house who have been double vaccinated. And that's their right to do so. Now, I don't know why they would, because they could have done that a month ago or 2 months ago or 3 months ago, ever since the vaccination came out. But because they've heard this idea brought out by the government and these restrictions in public venues, some of them are going to require that. And the only way we can comply, and bear in mind under the Real Estate and Business Brokers Act, we've got an obligation to comply to our clients' lawful instructions. And so if the homeowner says, I only want to have my home exposed to people who have had both vaccinations, we have to comply. And the only way we can comply is we know the answer to that question. And so we have it in our questionnaire, not to restrict, but to inform. And I want to also say that that applies for agents as well. If as a real estate agent you haven't had both vaccines and a seller is saying, I want to have it restricted to people who have both vaccines and can show proof of vaccination, then you have to honor that, and you don't go into the house and show the property either. So it's important that we know this information so that we can conform and we can comply. Now, I'm not a huge fan of encouraging it because I feel our job is to sell property. And we don't sell property by restricting the number of people that can see it. So we want to make it available as much as possible. At the same time, we've got to do our part to make sure that we keep everyone safe. So we've modified these forms. I've got them here. You can download them off the screen. And if you see that, and you're using one, and you see all of a sudden it's got reference to double vaccine and you hadn't seen that before, that's the reason. I hope that makes sense. I want to encourage you to be vigilant in continuing to operate with open houses and with showings with COVID-19 and with the flu season coming on. Let's make sure that everybody's safe and we can do our job and do it effectively and look after the wishes of our clients. Thank you very much for watching this video. I look forward to talking to you again very soon.